Hi friends, welcome back to Calm in the Chaos Homeschool for the second part of our series of curriculum reveals. This video is going to be what I'm using for math for my children in the next school year. And this is part of a collaboration hosted by myself and Shauna from Homegrown Homeschool, and a bunch of other moms will be sharing all their math picks for next year. So once you're done this video, don't forget to check the playlist below to see what the other moms are planning in the subject of math next year. So I have 4 kids. I have a 9-year-old, a 10-year-old, an 11-year-old, and a 13-year-old. And they are going to be roughly in grades 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th grade. So my youngest 2 boys are going to be using teaching textbooks, Math 4 next year. We did teaching textbooks, Math 3 this year, and it worked relatively well. Now, if you're not familiar with teaching textbooks, I have a whole review of it, and I'll just link that here if you want to see the pros and cons of teaching textbooks. But one of the things about teaching textbooks is it is an online program, which is great, but it also has its drawbacks. So one of its drawbacks is that it's online, so my kids really struggle with writing out. Sometimes you have to write out math problems to figure it out, and getting them to just sit down and write out the math problems has been a struggle. So I would definitely recommend that if that is a problem for your child with teaching textbooks, get the book as well. Finally, halfway through the year, I gave my boys, I had the book. It's all written out, has all the problems. And I think right now they might have, it's an ebook that you can print off. So you might have to do that. But I think part of it was they didn't want to write out like the addition problem, like having to write all those extra numbers and then lining it up, and then it might get wrong. So with the book, with the printable ebook, or if you have the printed book, the problems are laid out for them. They can answer the problem there and then enter in the answer onto the tablet, which then automatically gives them a right or wrong on that and grades it for me, which is great. So my 2 younger boys are using Math 4 teaching textbooks. Now my daughter, who is in 6th grade, in 5th grade now, she's going into 6th grade, she's going to be using teaching textbooks Math 7. So she did teaching textbooks Math 6 this year. She's moving into teaching textbooks Math 7. And I think I am going to also ask her to use the book as well. I feel like as the math gets more complicated, it's a good thing to write down and just see the whole process there. So I think I'm going to be asking her to use the book as well and then enter in her answers onto the tablet. I think that's going to be what we're going to do next year. And then my oldest daughter, she struggles with math more, and we've really had a hard time finding the right math for her. We've gone through quite a few different maths. We did do teaching textbooks, and I have the whole story about finally giving up on teaching textbooks for her. It just was not working for her. And so I actually picked up The Good and the Beautiful. And if you're interested in my flip through and review of that, I'll link it up here as well. But Math 4 from The Good and the Beautiful is what she's been working on this past year. And she has loved it, and I have been so happy with it. I have been able to see her go from being so frustrated with math to slowly learning step by step what she needs to know with math and learning new concepts. I felt like we were stuck for so long with the same old concepts, but just struggling and struggling and struggling. And with The Good and the Beautiful Math, they just made the steps so tiny that even when she feels like she doesn't know at the beginning of the lesson, by the end of the lesson, she understands the concept. And then they let her review and review and review and review before they add on to that same concept. So it's a very spiral method of teaching, and it works so well for her. So she was really excited to find out that she's going to be doing The Good and the Beautiful Math 5 next year. And it is 120 lessons. I think by the end of the summer, she will have completed 120 lessons of The Good and the Beautiful Math 4. And we started a third into our school year. So maybe we'll be able to add on Math hopefully they'll have it, Math 6, the Good and the Beautiful. So perhaps we'll be able to start Math 6 in the upcoming school year. That would be very exciting. So I picked up the Good and the Beautiful, Math 5. I did not get the mental math booklet that comes with this. I have the mental math from Math 4, and I feel like if we want to do mental math, we'll just use that. I feel like these lessons already take her a good 45 minutes to 50 minutes to complete. So I feel like that's enough math in a day. So I did get the answer key because, you know, you want to have the answer key. They do have the free PDF of the answer key online, but I liked printed versions. And then when I printed the answer key for myself, it was very hard to read. So it's a lot nicer to have the actual answer key for the book here. So she's going to be doing that. Now, so that's our main math curriculum. On top of that, we have been using Math Mammoth as a supplemental curriculum since I first started homeschooling. So we've done 2 full years. We're going into our 3rd year of homeschooling. And I do like Math Mammoth as a supplemental curriculum anytime I feel like we need to reinforce topics, or we need more practice in math, or we just need to keep working on math. Math Mammoth is always what I pull out to work on. It is a more mastery based, so if you need a more mastery based type and not a spiral type curriculum, Math Mammoth has worked for us as a supplemental curriculum. So also for my kids to keep practicing their math facts and getting their math facts quicker, I will be purchasing again Time for Math Facts for the 3 kids that still struggle a little bit more with math facts. So my 5th grader this year, the one that's going into 6th grade, she did all the math facts. I put her on multiplication to start. She got through that pretty easily, and then I made her do the addition and subtraction games, and she got through those quickly. So she's done with Time for Math Facts. My boys, I had them on the addition and subtraction this year. And I might continue with addition and subtraction until they get to a certain point, and then hopefully switch them over to multiplication. And then my oldest daughter, she was also doing addition and subtraction. And I think next year we'll focus on just getting those multiplication facts a bit faster. So Time for Math Facts, it's a great program, fun games. You do have to pay for it, but I think it's worth it. A fun way for kids to get those math facts in. So that pretty much covers all of our math here in our homeschool in the upcoming school year. Don't forget to check out the playlist below to see what the other moms in this collaboration are doing for math next year. If you like videos like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell notification so that you are notified when the next video is up. Next week, we'll be talking about our language arts picks for next year, and I will have a lot for you next week. So I hope to see you in the next video. Goodbye, everyone.